Well, hello there. I am here. Welcome, welcome. Sherry is here. She is from New Mexico. Is that right?
Hello there.
Oh, that is so neat. Paula is here. Susan is here from New Jersey. Welcome, welcome. So nice to be back. So neat to see a few people live on YouTube. So if you enjoy YouTube, I now go live on YouTube too. I'm actually going to go live here on TikTok as well. Why not? Let's get the whole world to paint. Hello, Frida, and everyone here from Trinidad and Tobago, and that is Alison. Welcome, welcome. How's everyone's week going? Toronto got a lot of snow. First it was us. We didn't get close as much as Toronto did. I saw people's cars disappear, open their front doors, and it's just snow. You can't even peek over. It's just crazy, crazy. Maryland. I missed the name. Sorry. Nova Scotia, Debbie is here. Atlanta got snow. Wow, Sheila, welcome, welcome. Diana's here. Sandy is here from North Dakota. Lots of Californians here today. Welcome. I hope I have enough energy to do this tomorrow. I hope so, Jody. Isabella is here from Vancouver. We didn't get any in Southern Ontario. Well, there you go. We just have rain now, like typical Vancouver weather, lots of rain. All the snow's gone. So all that humps of snow that was here, all gone, all washed away. We actually had double digits on the weekend. I think we went up to 12 degrees, which is wonderful. Like, so we call it like our little spring, fake spring or spring teaser. No snow in central Arkansas. Hi from Missouri. Welcome, welcome. Joanne is here. Alabama is here. Welcome, Junita. Buckeye. Oz. Nanaimo. Hello, Sage. Dinah's from Robson, BC. It's nice to see everyone come up. I'm not expecting, we're on 160 people online. I'm not expecting 400 again. That was a lot of people last week. I love that. My biggest number ever going live was 620, I think, with when we did the butterfly. And I think when we come do the butterfly this year, it will be big again. So I did it when COVID just hit. I did it a year later, and I'm doing it again. So if you've done it the first and the second time, come do it again. It's so neat if you have 3 paintings of the same one. You can see how you've changed or how different they are, whether you've painted a lot or not. It's so fun to see. Wow, amazing. Thank you, Jocelyn. Nice breeze with beautiful, nice breeze with beautiful breeze. Hi, listening from the island. We'll have to paint tomorrow. I have a migraine. Oh, I'm a migraine sufferer too. That's awful. Hi from northern Lower Michigan. I'm just watching tonight. I'm hoping to paint tomorrow. Yes, so for those who don't know, the video stays on Facebook for 24 hours and then move into the Paint Night at Home membership. I have a membership where members have access to this vault of videos, and they're very similar to what you're going to see tonight. In the membership, there's more than, I think it's now 130 paintings, more than 100 paintings, and they are anything from, this one's going in there probably tomorrow afternoon, the roses that you see back there. There is snow scenes, there's landscapes, there's that beautiful owl with the big eyes. There's just lots of paintings, and they're all easy, fun, step-by-step paintings. So we'd love to do the butterfly. I didn't see it last year. New to your site. Yes, come join me this year. It is so fun, and I show you how to draw it, and people are amazed that they're able to actually draw the butterfly, so I make it really easy for you to draw the butterfly. All right, so I am going to start pouring some paints and show you which brushes to use. It's already 6 o'clock. Let me just check YouTube. I see. I love that. I love that there's so many of you from Trinidad and Tobago, New Zealand. Hello, Jenny. Welcome. Can you please tell me the size of the canvas needed for this one? So I'm painting on a 12 by 16. You can also use any size you want to. But this one's a 12 by 16. The brushes I'm using, I have a size 16 filbert brush. That one is going to be for my background. If you have a bigger brush, it will be great for the background. I'm going to use my round, which is a size 6 round. It's nice and tapered so I can do little lines with it. And then I have my size 6 filbert brush. I have some paper towel. I have my little container with water. This is the palette I'm using. I use palette sheets. These are amazing to use. They have the glue on both sides. If you have old magazines, high gloss magazines, I almost feel like it feels the same as this paper. I used to get from the library glossy magazines, old magazines, and I'll use those for a palette. They work really well. And for paint, we're going to start off. I normally do my sky and my water for this one with ultramarine blue. You can use phthalo blue for the water. Maybe we'll use both. But the sky I do with ultramarine. But any blue you have will work. Where is my blue paint? So you'll need a blue for the sky. We do use a little blue for in the water. You need white. You need green for in the water. I like to mix my green and phthalo blue for the water. We need lots of colors with this one. There's red in here, and the red I use with some for the little flags and some of the highlights in the sails. And you can make your sailboats any colors you want to. It's yours. I use white, my bright yellow with some red, and that's how I get that. Or you can use orange. Can I use bright yellow? I'll use the bright yellow. It's so bright. It's called chrome yellow. Definitely going to need more white paint. So you'll need a bigger brush for the background. You're going to need a small round is what I use to do lots of my outlines and for the little flags and the sailboats. And I have a medium-sized brush too. So for those who missed it, these are my brushes that I'm using. And my palette right now, I do need some brown on here. I have a burnt umber. I usually put a little bit of orange with it to make it a little lighter. What else do I need? And some black. And we need some black, very little black. So black and white, blue, yellow, red, and green, and some brown. Like just bring all the colors, and you can pour as you need. I like to pour before, and I just keep adding to it, but you can pour as you need. Let's get rid of that. If you asked a question and I missed it, I hope someone else answered, or you can just repost it. I'm not ready to paint. I have been so busy. I've been missing class. Enjoy it, everyone. That's from Deborah. We're here for you, and the class stays on. Don't forget, we leave it here until tomorrow this time. So if you can paint at 9 tonight or at 10 or tomorrow, it's there for you. All right, we'll give it another minute and then we'll start. You guys ready? Excuse me, just type in ready when you're ready to go. Abbotsford is in the house. Bakersfield is in the house. Pittsburgh is here. Oh, I love that. I just got here in time. Nice to see some fellow Trinis here as well. Isn't that awesome, Sandy? I love it. Oh, look at all the ladies. I'm going to do my normal small canvas, but after several sessions with you, I'm inspired to go bigger. I can't wait to see. Don't you love the smaller? I see people are doing these paintings on 4x4 tiny little canvases, and it's so interesting to see my paintings on tiny canvases or on rocks. They're so cool. Can I go over the colors? Yes, I'll quickly do that. All right. If you see me disappear, I go check on YouTube. I can see the YouTube comments on here, but I just want to make sure that it's all good there. And then, hello, TikTok. No one's watching on TikTok. I haven't been live on TikTok for more than a year, so who knows? Maybe someone will join. I'm here with my glass of wine. All right, so you need some blue for the sky. I have ultramarine and white, so that's for the sky. For the water, I'm going to use my emerald green. I have phthalo blue, but I'm also going to use some ultramarine, and then it gets darker and darker. There's a little bit of white, and then it gets almost black at the bottom here. For the sailboats, there's a brown for the boats, and the sails are white, and then I go on top with some yellow, the little marks for the poles that go down. What are they called? Masts, am I right? And then the flags. And by the way, for those who haven't been here, I speak English deliciously. So we're going to have lots of fun. It's my second language. I'm allowed to do that. I'm going to use gouache for this. So we'll see how that goes. Laura, let me know how it goes. I've never used gouache, but I know that it's in between acrylic and watercolors, if I may. Some people probably cringing if I say that. Yes, a mask. Thank you, guys. I was teaching the reindeer painting, and I could not come up with the words antlers. And people gave me such a hard time because I called them horns. I'm like, I can't remember the English word. All right, I got my paper towel ready. You guys ready? You have something to drink? I just have water tonight. I am shaking like leaves, so I'm just having water. And I'm not putting it this side. Biggest brush. Take a deep breath in. Wet your brush. We're going to start off with the sky. So we're going to paint in the horizon line. I go quite high. So if you break up your canvas in 3 bits like that, I want a lot of water and just a little bit of sky. So this is going to be sky, and I want to play with sailboats here. So lots of water, very little sky. Wet my brush, tap, tap on my paper towel just to get the big drops off. And I'm going to go into my ultramarine, my blue up here. That's my palette. Blue up here. I pick up a little bit of blue. You can see how little, I don't take a lot of paint, just a little bit like that. And the reason I push down like this, it goes in between the bristles. We never scoop paint. If you scoop, it just flies everywhere. And then I pick up some white like that. It's not mixed together. They're just both on the brush. I like to mix it on the canvas. You guys ready? Let's do this. So if you have a box canvas, wrap your picture around the sides, around the edges here. If you're doing sailboats right to the tip here, kind of wrap the colors around. It's so neat when you hang the painting and the sailboats go around the edge. Right, brush like that. Right here. Is it straight? No. Is it going to be straight? No. And we're all good with that because we do fun art, right? Not fine art. I might go a little lower. And then I play with my brush, white and blue. just white and blue for now. We're going to add some white to look like clouds a little bit later. When I pick up more paint, I go into the white like that, a little bit of blue. It's all mushy, all together. I don't want it to be a flat color, so I am not mixing my colors together. My colors will be different to this one because this painting is almost 6 years old. I can't even remember what brands of paint I used back then. I don't remember the cut. I think back then I probably just had one blue on my palette. Nothing fancy. I'm just swishing my brush left to right. As I go higher, I'm going to pick up more white paint. Nothing fancy. Both sides of the brush, little wrist movement. The color is very different to that one, but that's okay. All new to me, a glass of wine. And ready to learn in Georgia. Denise, I love that. Riverton, welcome, welcome. Sylvia, video keeps cutting out. I don't seem to have an issue when I see my reflection here, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's the signal. I was just about to follow along with your sunset video on the YouTube. Exciting. Welcome, Joe. Florida is here. Please don't click on any links. I see we have a few scammers on YouTube. I'm still learning how to get rid of those on YouTube. Hello from Illinois. Got my tracing paper and tracing tools for Paint Your Pet. I'm so excited. I am so excited. I'll talk a little about my Paint Your Pet coming up too. All right, so while it's still wet like that, you can see I have white paint that I just kind of smeared to look like clouds on there. And I'm going to do exactly the same. So it's not, there's no right or wrong here. The idea is the sky's blue in the back and we have some white clouds. So tonight I am just going to play with some white paint and I'm just going to kind of drag it out and create these round brush strokes. Nothing fancy. I am just going to play with some white on top of the blue to mimic something that looks like clouds. Can you see the white little bits? And then at the top here, softer brush strokes to blend it in. So I don't want it to be a hard line like that, just softly with my brush. So I put some white paint down like that. Oh, there's a duty. I don't know what that is. Like that. But you don't want those hard lines there. And then I softly, with my brush, just kind of move my brush over it like that. That's going to be my clouds for tonight. Maybe a little more white here, softly. So when I put the paint down, I push a little harder, but when I want to get rid of hard lines, it's just a soft brush stroke to blend it in a little bit. There's no right or wrong. Your clouds could look completely different to mine. If you are liking this and you just want to play with the clouds, then just sit and play with the clouds. If you having fun blending the background, don't rush. I post the video right after, and then you can catch up and paint at your own time afterwards. Oh, I'm sorry, Vicky. If you're on Facebook, try and see if YouTube's a little better for you. And you can just search Zala's Art on YouTube. There's not a lot of channels with the name Zala's Art, and you'll find me. See if that works for you. How do you get to YouTube? Yeah, you'll have to open YouTube and then just search Zala's Art. If you go back to my event, I did the events on Facebook. I did post the link in there too. But it's fairly easy. If you just do a search in YouTube, it's quite easy to find me. There's not a lot of us that's called Zala's Art. At least we just did the background, so it's all good. Okay, so waiting for the class to start at 7:15. So you go to YouTube. Sylvia, I started at 6. I'm not sure. I'm here. Just watching today from Australia. We'll get sorted the next time. Glad I found you. Oh, welcome, Alison. All right, you guys ready to do the water? Don't rush if you're not there. It's all good. Julie, 322. Oh, 322 on Facebook. On here it says 364. So I have a few people on YouTube too. Chrome, new tab, type in YouTube. There you go. When it tells you how, then find the magnifying glass in the right corner and type in Zala's Art. There you go. You guys are so ready to move on. Oh, good. My reception is very clear on YouTube. Wonderful to hear that. Will this be available offline? It's beautiful. Melissa, it will be here until tomorrow this time. So until tomorrow, 6 p.m., it will be there. All right, so we're going to use our big brush to paint in the water down here. And you're going to go from more greens and blues here and to a really dark color at the bottom here. All right, can you guys see me? We'll have to do it this way. All right, I'm back. Technical issues. I'm having an issue with my camera up here. So you are now on my big laptop, my big computer. All right. We're going to change things up a little bit. There we go. Just give me a few seconds to set this up so that I'm closer to you. All right. I think I'm back up everywhere. I'm going to leave my sailboats back there. We don't need that. We're going to paint the water in. And I think everything's working right now. All right. I lost my brush in the process. All right, we'll have to use this one. Can you guys hear me? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. All right. Starting off at the back, you can see it's pretty blue back there. And as it comes to the front, you can play with some green, and then it goes really dark over here. So using my bigger brush, I'm going to wet my brush, tap on my towel. We're going to go with some green and blue. So I pick up green and blue like this. Both of them start really dark. And as I come to the front, I'm going to pick up a little bit more white, go a little lighter. I'm going to play with some green. I'm going to play with some blue. See the colors? I got a little bit of both going on there. A little bit of green, a little bit of blue, going further down. A little bit more blue. And here is where I'm going to start picking up a little bit of white paint so that it can be a little bit lighter. You wanted to have different shades of colors. You don't want it to be a flat color. You'll see how I have areas of darker, a little bit more blue, a little bit more green on this side. Just play with all the colors. As the water moves in the ocean, some areas will be lighter, some will be darker. And you'll see the sky reflect onto the water in certain areas. So if there's more clouds, you'll have more white patches. Just play like that. April, yes, you can revisit this one. It will be on Facebook until tomorrow this time, or if you are a member, you'll find it in the membership. There's actually 2 copies of this in the membership. When you're painting the water like that, look at how the paint goes onto your canvas. Like, slow down, take a breather, don't rush. Really just be in the moment and paint. Like, this is that place where you can just go away. Just go away for a little bit. Leave Earth a little bit. Go right into your painting. I'm getting a little woohoo there. Trevor, I have to go, Trevor and Hannah, I have to go to dance class tonight, but I'm so excited to paint this tomorrow. Thank you for doing this class. You are welcome. You're fabulous. Oh, you're fabulous. Oh, I like all the greens you're using, Angie. I found my brush. I'm going to take a little bit of the sky blue and some white with a little green. And then from here, I'm going to start using less white and maybe even start picking up a little bit of black because I want this area here to be quite dark. If you find that you're having trouble covering your canvas, it's not spreading, you can use a little bit of water with your paint just to help drag it out a little bit. See all the different colors? There's lots of green here, more of a aqua color, more blue. Don't forget to breathe. I'm going to add a little bit of black down here. And I'm just picking up black like this. Just a little bit, not too much black. And don't worry about those little highlights that you see. We're going to come paint that later. I hope you scheduled a little extra time for this one because normally my paintings are about an hour and 15 minutes. This one I think will take us a little bit longer to do tonight. That is going to be our ocean. I can keep moving paint around for hours. You're using the same brush for water in different colors. Yes, just one brush. The only reason I grabbed another brush is because I lost mine when I lost the iPad. You are right about painting it more than one. The first one I did is acrylic. The second one was watercolor, and this I'm going to try in color pencil. So fun. Thank you so much. You are most welcome. I love that, that you try different mediums. You are cutting out of sound and freezing. I can see the reflection here, and I'm not picking that up, and I'm not sure how to fix that. See if I see anything here. Oh, thank you, Becky. No issues here. Okay. I'm caught up. Yes, I love this so far. I love that you love that, even with all the tech problems. Erin, I always start at 6 p.m. Vancouver time, PST. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys can hear me. Hippie, more time with Brita from Carmen in Chilliwack. Hello, Carmen in Chilliwack. Sounds good. Good, good. I have this love-hate relationship with technology. I love it because I get to do this and I can bring this to so many people. I don't like it when iPads die and cameras die and clear and audible. Thank you. We'll have to replay the water. Technically, I missed it. And the water is literally just me moving with phthalo blue and some green. You can use some blues and greens. Long brush strokes. Some areas I went a little bit more blue. And then I started adding a little bit of white. You can see it goes a little lighter, then more blue, a little bit more green, a little bit more white. And keep moving your brush. If you like it very streaky, so you want lots of color and movement in the water, then less brush strokes. If you like it smoother, like I did here, lots of brush strokes. And you'll see on here how different the color is on this one. Don't look at the markings yet, just look at the color. Oh gee, I'm shaking. What green did you use? So I use Saks True Flow and it's called Emerald Green. Jean says, oh, I'm late. Hello, everyone. Hello, Jean. Welcome, welcome. Elise is here. She is. I am from the UST and it is 8:40 here at night. Painting with my 5-year-old granddaughter, Melissa. Hello and welcome. I'm glad you guys are painting with. I got carried away with the water and covered too much, Kai. You'll just have to do more sailboats. Carson is here. How are you doing? K-Dog's in the house. Mara says it is 10:30 p.m. and I'm in the Caribbean, so I will start tomorrow. Good night, all. Good night. I am adding more white. Are you guys ready to paint the sailboats? It's already that time. Yes, it's got to dry a little bit. Not too much. If you have a dryer, you can dry your canvas, quickly run to your washroom where your hair dryer is and go dry. I like to wave my canvas around. Great. I am good. Thank you for asking. Using my husband's heat gun to dry paint. And Christine says she's ready. Glad to see you here, Christine. Rhonda from Kelowna, welcome, welcome. See, I'm just sitting here waving my canvas a little bit so it can dry. If I was on my iPad, I would have muted it. I was ready tonight. My dryer is all plugged in and ready to go. Thank you. You're welcome. Better late than never, yes. I'm watching first before painting. Great idea. A lot of people watch it first and then they paint later. There's some people that have their kids, their homeschool kids, watch the video and the next day they paint together. April, what part of South Africa are you from? I am from Benoni. So Benoni is just east of Johannesburg, and I worked mostly Johannesburg, but I traveled to Cape Town and Port Elizabeth quite a bit, and the whole of Southern Africa, Zambia, all of that. But born and raised in Benoni. What do I clean my brushes with? I just use water. Once in a while, I will do a soap wash, and then this would just be dish soap. but mostly just water and lukewarm water to wash my brushes with. If I do leave brushes, which I notice I've done with one of my full bed brushes, then I would soak it in rubbing alcohol for a few hours and then give it a soap wash. So if you left your brushes, and you can save them. I've had hundreds of students that leave brushes and then I rush home and the next day I go to the student. I found that some of the brushes dried with paint on it. Alcohol, it helps. We're homeschooling, and yes, Anif and I are painting now for school. I love that. Yes. Where are you from? From South Africa. Born and raised in South Africa. Been in Canada for 10 years. Sorry, 13 years. All right, are we ready to paint sailboats? Can we please see your canvas? Do you want a close-up? I can give you a close-up. So there's my sky, and then there's the water. See these little white dots here? If normally I would make sure to cover all of that. If you have this here, turn your canvas sideways, wet your brush a little bit, and then take some paint with some water. Just thin it out and paint over it, and the paint will go into those small little crevices. Okay, are we ready? We're going to use our small round brush. I got to come a little closer. Small round brush. And we're going to do the sails first. So you got to think about where you want your boats to be. I normally do the sail, and then I leave a space at the bottom where the boats are going to go. So when my husband paints with, he tells me the wind is not going to blow all the directions like mine. The big sails are supposed to be on the one side. They're all supposed to be curved on the one side. We are doing fun art here. We're not going to overthink it. We're just going to paint sails, right? These are not real boats. No one's going to get hurt. We're just having fun. So we're going to paint some tall triangles. Some people's boats have these short, plumpy little sails. Others have them really long. Some people's sails are so similar in size. They look like a cadet lineup. Just be loose. Take a deep breath. Hold your brush a little further back. I'm going to start with one. I'm going to copy this one here. It's just easier when I instruct. Or just use that as my inspiration. And I'm starting right in the blue here. I'm going to drag it down there. Like this. What's going to happen is I'm using white paint. The blue is going to come through, and I'm all fine with that. Right? Don't worry about that. It is a little rounded. It's kind of a triangle. Very loose. That's the first sail. You can go back and do a second coat on it. Make it a little bit more of a tip. You can use a bigger brush too if you want to. I like doing my sails with this one. So you'll see what happening here is a little bit of the ocean colors are in there, and it's coming through. It's all good. You can do a second coat if you want to get rid of it. I normally leave it in there. I just kind of, it becomes part of the painting. When I go with the colors on top, a lot of that will disappear. Right, so that's my first sail. And they look really awkward when you just paint them like that and we don't have the boats underneath yet. Just breathe. It's all good. We got this. I'm going to do that one that's in the back there. See that one there? It's a little higher up. It will be a little bit shorter. It's further away from me. And you can do your sails any kind of shape you want to. I'm just going to do that. I'll bring it closer so you can see what it looks like. That's my second sail. Just imagine the boat's going to be down here. You want to leave some space for the boats there. More paint. There's going to be a smaller little sail here and a bigger one over there. Remember, you can do as many boats as you want to. You can do them as big as you want to. This one is going to be right here. I'm going to go a little out like that. And then it's going to have a smaller sail like this. I don't even know if sailboats really look like that. I've done this painting so many times, I've changed it. But we're not doing realism here. We're having fun, right? Are we having fun? And I do it normally in white, and then you can add the colors you want to paint on top. I have a friend, Kate, and whenever she painted with, she would, if we do 3 little birds, or we do birds, she'll do 3, and one is for her son, one is for her, or the oldest son, the youngest son, and then one for her. When we do the sailboats, she'll do 3, and she'll use their favorite colors. Every painting I do, she would do all the little objects in 3s, and she'll use their colors. So her house is filled with these paintings she did with me, and there's 3 of everything, and they're in their favorite colors. It's so neat. Yes, it's fun. You make it fun. Oh, thank you, Becky. Christine, my friend, how are you? I love how you remind us to breathe. Yes. Susan, if you're saying number 6 round brush, yes. Sorry. This is exact one you gave me a year ago, Christmas time. Yes. Oh, I remember. For your washroom, for your bathroom, I think. How did you learn this? When I immigrated here, my husband gave me an easel as a gift for our first Christmas in Canada, and I started painting. And I started painting at home, and when friends come over, I would get them to paint with me. And actually, Christine, that's here in the comment, at her house, I did the first ever mobile paint party. So I used to do them at my house, and where else? At my house, and then for some organizations. But at her house, I did the first mobile paint party. All right, so the last one I'm going to do is sail down here for a boat a little bit closer. I'm just going to go like this. And if you have space and you want to squeeze in another one, just keep track of where the boats underneath will be, and you can squeeze in more. You can do as many sailboats as you want to. I like doing these really tall ones. Just white paint, nothing fancy. You're still trying to find those pics? It was an amazing event, Christine. We did the black and white polka dot vase with the tulips and the lemons at the bottom. I'm sorry you're having an issue with the broadcast. I have no idea how to fix that. All right. Yes, it's on my wall. There you go. All right. So do we want to move on? Do you guys want to move on to the next step? Just type in ready, and then we'll move on. For now, we're just doing the boats, the sails in white. Angie, we're going to start adding some color into them now. Replay won't keep stopping. I hope so, Angie. It's normally during the live in certain areas where there's an issue, but with the replay, it seems to be fine. My grandsons love painting with grandma, right? I love the relaxed and casual style you teach. That's awesome, Denise. Yeah, we don't have to make this all serious. Like, it's just art. No one's going to get hurt here. You want to have some fun. You're trying. And in the end of the day, you're learning and you're having fun. And the more you do it this way, it's more fun. But if we stress too much, we have enough stress in our real lives when we're out there. This is just a chill. Do you have a subscription channel? I have a Paint Night at Home membership, and you have access to a vault of paintings. I'm actually adding that roses one tomorrow. All right, so adding in the boats, and this one's going to be hard for some people because they are literally just little brush strokes. I take a little of my burnt umber. This is a brown with some red, with some orange, just to make it lighter. You're going to have your round brush, and this is the boats. They are literally brush strokes like that. So some people find it really hard to do because it's so, you want to draw a boat, but that's not what it is. You can see they are literally just a bunch of brush strokes, and you can see it here. I have the brown. Then I do a little bit of black at the top, and then I add a little yellow for a highlight. And I'll do one so you can see what I mean. What is she talking about? Right, so I take a little bit of brown and orange, so I have a lighter brown. You can even put a little white in there if it's too dark. So I have a light brown, like that. I'm going to do this one here, right underneath. Like that, and I'll bring it closer so you can see what it looks like. Nothing fancy. You do want to leave a little bit of a space there. Then I take a little bit of black, very little black on my brush, just the tip of the brush, some black. It goes at the top here, just one little brush stroke like that. And sometimes I do a little bit of a shadow. Very little brush strokes. Get rid of the black. And then I can do a little bit of yellow. My yellow is very bright, so I'm going to mix it with that brown there for a highlight. See, a little bit, and you're just doing little brush strokes like that. That is your boat. Don't look at the reflection. We're just doing the boat. We're just doing this part. Don't look at that. We're not there yet. Brown, a little bit of black. I do a black on the side and a little bit of yellow. And they're all just these loose brush strokes. They are not, you're not drawing out the shape. And I'll do another one. I'll come a little closer. Picking up more brown. I'll do this one at the bottom here. Lots of brown paint. Where's my camera? There we go. Like this. Nothing fancy. It looks really dark on the camera. I add a little yellow for a highlight on that side. Like that. And then a little black. Like that. That is my boat. And I know it's hard to believe, but that's exactly how I painted those. So just breathe. There's no right or wrong. I'm going to do this one. Keep a little space open. If you did this and you realized you never left a little space there, you can always take a little bit of blue paint and go play in there. It's all good. What was the, what did you say was free with membership? If you sign up for a year, you get the 5-day Paint Your Pet challenge for free. So it's a 5-day challenge where I take you step by step over 5 days to paint your pet. You have a year access to the classes, but it's fun to do it with everyone else that's also signed up. So on day 1, we choose a photo. We make sure that you have all the paints that you need. You do some color matching. Day 2 is how we draw it. I teach you how to draw. Then day 3, we do some backgrounds, then color blocking, and then we do the fur, and then the eyes and the nose. So each day has some videos available. Frida, can you leave this one up a little longer as we're having maybe technical difficulties? Vicky, how can I say no to that? You want me to leave it until 9 p.m. tomorrow? I'm adding some highlights to this one. Yellow. And the shadow at the top and then on the side. And I'll bring it closer so you can see. Sometimes I take, when I paint my sails, I take some of that color and throw it in there too. That's what it looks like. If you painted your sails and there's a lot of blue coming through and you know that it's going to affect the color that you want to make the sails, this would be a good time to give it a second coat of white paint. Is your 12 Days of Christmas still available? Yes, when you go to all courses, you can just type in 12 and you'll see it there. If you'd prefer that to the 12 days, just to the 5-day Paint Your Pet portrait, we could talk about that too. All right, so we have that down. If you need a second coat of your sails, I would do that now. So just a second coat of white paint. I'm just going to do this one here. While you are doing your second coats, I just want to talk about the reflections that you see. So when something is closer to you, there's a lot more detail. When something's further away, there's a lot less detail. So you'll see that I didn't do a lot of highlights and stuff on this one because it's so far away. These ones have a little bit more. On this one, I actually have lots of highlights there. But you'll see normally on paintings, more details closer to you, more vibrant colors, more contrast. Further away, it's like everything kind of is more muted. And it's the same when we're going to paint these reflections that you see at the bottom here. Right? So there's these brush strokes, which are literally just little brush strokes that you're going to do like that. They are bigger, closer to you. We have a little bit of white and blue mix. It's like a light blue color and maybe light green and some green and some black. And then further back, you mix a little bit of white and green. But they're just these little marks. Further back, I don't have them because we're not going to see it back there. We only see it close to us. Right. And then these reflections are literally just little lines that you're doing. So I'm going to do that once reflection. I'm going to go a little bit lighter with the color, a little bit lighter. And the reflection is just going to be little lines on the water. You don't want them to be too solid. I'm going to do this here. Not too solid. They are just like that. The brown. Like that. And then I'm going to start playing with the colors that I'm going to use for the sails. So I'm going to go for yellow and orange like I have here. Yellow, white, orange, and here and there is some red. I'm going to take some of this, some orange, and some white. Whatever colors you choose for your sails, and you're going to flick them at the bottom here. See how I'm holding my brush? Wide, and then a little less as I go further down. Wider. And that's what it looks like. You might want to, if you're nervous to do it, practice on your palette. So they're not a drag. You're not dragging out your brush. You're flicking it like this. That's what I'm doing. If you're making your sails maybe a pink color, then I would take some white and do some white lines, and then I'll take a little bit of pink, and then I'll play with some pink in between. I like to play with white and whatever color I'm choosing for my sails. Right, so a little yellow, a little orange, or a little white. We start with that, and then we're going to do those waves on top of that. Adding some white. What colors are you making your sails? Have you decided? Is it dry? If you did this and you find that it's too solid, we'll be using some white and blue. We can use that to break it up. So if you find that that's too solid, I would go with my green. That seems to be the same color. And then I would go in and just go break it up. So if you're doing this and you're like, oh, that's too much, or you're adding too much, then go break it up with the ocean color again. And you'll see that it comes together. This is a lot of fun to play with the reflections. Keep till Friday, Saturday. I'm gonna sit here for a minute before we start with these ones down here. I'll give you some time to play with those. But if you're ready to move on to the waves, just say yes and we can do it together. Or just say ready and then we'll do it together. I need some water. Lisa's ready. She says, let's make some waves. Kasha's ready. Is your little girl painting with you, Kasha? So here's one of the Paint Your Pet. This video is actually in the Paint Your Pet class. And you learn how to do those cute little curls. He's so cute. And I'll take you from doing the background, how to draw your pet, how to do color blocking, because there's lots of solid colors at the bottom, and then how to do the fur, how to do the eyes, how to do that cute little nose. It's so fun. If you have a cat, I show you how to paint those fine little whiskers. Yes, she's right beside me. Oh, that's awesome. Give her a hug from me. A virtual hug. There you go. It's nice to see you guys are still painting together. All right. I see a few readies. I'm just going to start with these. And we might move on to something else, and you might come back to the water, so don't rush. But they are, these little brush strokes down here is all the colors on your palette. So I'm going to go with, you see, I didn't even wash my brush. I still have some of the sale colors in there. So I'm going to go with a little bit like a green-blue color. And they are, see how I started? They're these bigger little waves like that. And do them random. And then as I go higher up, they're a little smaller. But they're very, and you can hardly see them. And now I'm going to go with blue. I'm going to do a little more. This is a little bright, but I want you to see them. You can go a little bit darker. They don't have to be this bright. So as I go higher, they're a little smaller. I don't really go on top of all my reflections, but I do them very randomly. Very randomly. Is randomly a word? Like that. And then I do some really dark ones. A little smaller as I go higher up, a little bigger down here. And there's lots of them. This is just a printout, but you can see the light, the dark, almost nothing back here. If you find that they're too colorful, then you can tone it down a little bit more with the ocean colors. If you find that they are too dull, then pick up a little bit more white paint. They are very random on my picture. But look at that. It looks like a reflection already. If you find that these aren't bright enough, your reflections, you can go back. I do like them really bright, so I'm going to play with a little bit more white. And when I do the colors for my sails, I'll come back and add a little bit more color in there. If you have your camera with you, take photos and see what it looks like through your camera. If you have a mirror close by, pick it up and look at the reflection. It gives you a very different perspective. Did your mom leave? Oh, yes, she left in August already, the previous year. It's almost been a year. Well, she left in August. It's almost been a year since she, well, 2 years, isn't it, since she arrived? Yeah, she stayed only for 5 months. See, Sophia says, no internet issues here, no freezing. I do not think it's on her end. I don't see, because I have it playing on another screen behind here, and I can see that it's broadcasting actually pretty well. You can see all the hair on my chin. All right. I gave her a hug from you. Oh, thank you. All right. Painting the sails in. What color are you going for? I'm going to go with the white, and I like to play with the yellow and the red, and it gives me that orangey color. Very peachy, actually, but I like it. Give your brush a good wash. If you find that your water is very colorful, then you want to dry your brush quite a bit, and taking out all the water should take out all the color. Love the boats. Thank you, Laurie. Great way to end a bad day. I love that comment. Priscilla, yes. Thank you. It is, and that's why I do this. You know, when you go to work, you come home, you don't want to paint to quit your day job. You just want to paint to relax, right? Take the load off. Okay. I have a clean brush. I'm picking up some white paint. I'm going to add some white paint in here. And I'm going to add some color to my sail. Let's go with a little bit of yellow, with a little bit of, oh, maybe some red. And so with the sails blowing in the wind, some areas will have more colors than others. So I'm just going to play with the colors like this, drag it down to the bottom, maybe some color up here. I'm not going to paint the whole sail the same color. So I like to play with the colors. And you can see on this one, I have yellow over here, a little bit of red. This one has yellow on the side, some red at the bottom. This one is completely covered with color. It's got some red going down the side. So it's up to you how you want to do your colors. I like to play with lines on mine. And quite often I take this bright colors and I go add it in the reflections at the bottom. This is lots of layers, the reflections. You'll see that you're painting it and then you leave it and then you come back to it. Keep working on these. I'm going to go a little bit more yellow on this one. I like this bright yellow today. I need bright yellow. I work too much on my computer today. I need some color. See how different I did the sails here? I'll bring it closer. And you can do as many coats again as you want to. If you don't know what you're doing, just play. Act like you know what you're doing. Fake it till you make it. No one's getting hurt. It's just paint. And the great thing is, if you're not fond of it, you can paint over it and you get to do this again. It's like, it's a win-win. We can make this complicated, but we don't have to. We're just having fun. Used to paint in high school. I miss it. Go get a brush, Ruby. Come paint with. Good unwind after a long day. Yes, Karen, it sure is. I need to change my water. Go change your water. We're waiting for you. This is the first time I'm having trouble with cutting it out and freezing. Makes it hard to watch. Hope replay is good. I hope so, Christine. But I have had it before where people have issues with the live, but when it plays, it's much better. So I hope it's the same today. If not, the system I'm using called StreamYard records it, and then I will post the recording of this instead of letting the live play through Facebook. We'll see how it goes. Liz is having fun. I love it. All right, so add as much color as you want to. Maybe you paint the sails and you've done the color and you're like, oh, I'm not fond of the color. Let it dry, paint it white, choose another color. It's just paint. Right, so the last thing that I do is add the mast in, and I don't paint the whole mast. I just do these little black lines, and then I add the little red flags in. So for the mast, I literally do a little sweep with a brush. See that little bit of black? Right at the top, I do a little black line. I put my brush down and I just flick it down like that. I don't go all the way down. Here I have a little black line there and there. It doesn't go all the way down. There's a little black marking there. So a little bit of black. And then I do the flag. Take a deep breath. I know sometimes the black scares people. I'm going to put my hand down because I'm shaking today, so I'm just going to drag it out. Normally I would do a little flick, but I am way too shaky today for a flick. There we go. That's my masts. I'm going to do a little bit of black down at the bottom here. Just like that. And then the little flags. And they're so fun to do, the little flags. Please don't click on these weird links that people are posting. I don't know what they are. It's just on YouTube. Doing the flag, my small round brush, roll it in the red paint. And you're going to drag out your paint with a little squiggle in it. So I drag it out, and then I flick it at the end. Put it down. That's how I do my little flags at the top. These ones that you see over there, I did them really big on the palette, but you'll do them much smaller. If you find that your red is too bright, I normally use a little bit of blue to make my red a little deeper, a little darker, a little blue, or you can use black, whichever works for you. And then make sure you don't have paint on your hand. There's my first little flag. There's my little flags. And I always seem to add, you want to add some birds to it. Still my small round brush. I'll add 3 little birds like that in there too. Why not? I feel like there'll be birds there. And that is your painting for tonight. Christine says that's awesome. Thank you very much. I've had a lot of fun. I'm glad you did, Angela. It's been quite a while since I felt I had a successful work of art due to illness. Well, I'm glad you were here tonight. So I post this video. If you are on Facebook, I also post a selfie and I invite people to come and post. And we love afterwards to go through and see everyone's paintings and see how different they are. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next week. Good night.